Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Send your request into designs@patioheat.com for your personalized recommendations. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, so here we have this residential application, and the information I received isn't 100% accurate yet, so this is going to be just a recommendation of where to place some equipment and what type of equipment you would possibly want to place. So the information I received is that they are going to construct a cover in their patio out of Alumawood, and also that there is going to be a privacy screen on all, I believe, 3 sides. It is attached to the resident itself, and there's also a fan here in the middle. The other information I got was the dimensions, so not 100% certain of the placement of the dimensions, but you can see here I have this at 15 feet by 25 feet essentially. And then the overall height I have, let's see if I even placed it on here. Let's go ahead and place it on here real quick. Give me 1 second. So overall height of the structure that I have is from here down. I have this at 9 feet, and I do have this at a slope. So if I was to go to the same location here to here and place it right about there, you can see that we have that at 9'3". I believe I have this at the slope at 1/4 inch for every foot. So I'm not quite sure what that's going to truly be like, but that is important to note. Also, you see that the fan dimension that I have here, this lower fan dimension I have at 4'8", but I have a different clearance area here at 5 foot in diameter. So I'm going to stick with the 5 foot diameter clearance. That may or may not be important. So, or I should say it may or may not be correct. But this is just to give you some idea of what that might be. Also, you can see that I have these posts at 7'6" and 11/16 to be exact. Each one in that same location, center to center. Don't have that information, so what I essentially did is I took the 25-foot distance here. I pulled the post in 12 inches from the edge, and this one 12 inches from the edge, and then I went ahead and placed these uniformly throughout that span, and that's why I got that particular piece of data. So let's see if there's anything else I want to talk about on this. I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and I should also mention, Alumawood, and I need to turn this off for a second, and I'm actually going to turn the screens off here so we can see a little bit better and maneuver a little bit easier. Alumawood, I'm not 100% certain of its capacity to support. However, most equipment that I'm going to suggest here is in the less than 20-pound range, and I would imagine that the contractor who's building this can place some kind of backing in those locations where they would want to have the heaters hung, and but you'd have to talk to your contractor in reference to how you can actually do that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look at a couple different options. First option I'm going to look at is maybe something that's too hot, and this particular client is very interested in not receiving too much heat. So these would be 6,000 watt units, and I have them so that they are 18 inches from that 5 foot diameter fan that I showed earlier, or clearance area. If these fan blades are non-combustible, then you can move the heater closer, but what you can see here is there's a distance that has to go further than what I placed these cross beams here, or I'll call them ceiling joists. I'm not quite sure what they truly are, but in any case, I have these so that they're 18 inches from the fan blade that I had, like I said before, the 5-foot diameter fan blade, and you'd have to meet that. Now, if they're non-combustible, you can move it over so that they are centered within this span here. Let's go ahead and just show that real quick. Let's see if I can grab this properly. And I'll move that over to the center of the post here. And so it would look something like this. But again, that fan blade would have to be non-combustible. And also you can see that, you know, I do have this higher than it needs to be or should be. So let's go ahead and place that down here. This would be the lowest section. You need to maintain a clearance of 6 inches above the heater itself. So let's go ahead and take a look at that clearance area. And also that clearance area has to start on a slope ceiling from the down hillside, so that you're maintaining that clearance. Now you can see that, you know, with this slope ceiling, that you'd have to put some sort of block in this position to make this level. You have to have the heater itself level. And I'm going to go ahead and just build a little block here real quick just to kind of give you an idea. And then you just make a block that's, you know, X size, we'll call it, and then you can put your screws through that block and into the ceiling joists to make it level. The heaters need to be level in all cases that I'm going to show here. So in any case, again, these are too hot for this particular height application. And let's go ahead and show that ray. Now they are interested in placing these on a control system. So would it work with a control system? Yes, it would. However, you know, again, the majority of times this would be too hot. I don't see how you would ever use a 6,000 watt at this application height. It's really made for a 10-foot application. Maybe 9 foot would be okay, you know, the bottom edge of the heater at 9 foot above the ground. And in any case, this would be probably not my preferred application. So let's go ahead and turn that off and look at a different option. Different option would be utilizing 4,000 watt units. And again, I have those, you know, that at the 18-inch distance from a combustible fan blade that's 5 foot in diameter. And so just in case we need to go through that again, we got 5 foot, 18 inches here, and 18 inches over here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn those clearances off here. And again, the same thing, you'd need to drop this down so that the clearance to any combustible is right here. Now, Alumawood, I'm imagining, is non-combustible. However, you don't want to overheat something so that it starts to deform or something of that nature. So I would stick with the clearance, you know, that you are looking for. Let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. And again, a 4,000 watt unit would also, you know, I'd also recommend using a control system on an application of this height. So let's go ahead and see what that footprint of heat is. And you can see that we're covering this area fairly decently. You know, we are not heating up this pathway here, nor are we heating up this pathway over here. You can see that I have on the slim line, these are 4,000 watt slim lines. I have the junction box on this side here so that the, you know, wires would come in from here. And also that the footprint of heat is thrown off to the right slightly. So just letting you know that information. And the other thing too is if this was my application, and let's just go ahead and lower this down to the bottom edge of this beam here. Place it right there. If this was my application, I would probably prefer to change the angle slightly, and I would go probably with like maybe a 5-degree angle towards the center so that you have a little bit better overlapping. Now both of them are going to be changed in the wrong position here, or I should say this one will be changed in the wrong position. So let me go ahead and also just quickly change this. Whoops, let's try that again. Let's see if we can get that proper. So there we go. So now we have a nicer crossover array, but in doing that, we do move that clearance zone a little bit closer. So if we did have that 5-foot diameter fan, you can see now we're penetrating into that clearance area that we need to meet if the fan blades are combustible. So we will have to probably move each one of these heaters just slightly, maybe a 1/2 inch, something of that nature. Let's see if that works. And yeah, we'll go with a whole 1 inch there. Yeah, that looks a lot much better there. And we'll move this one here. So now we're at 19 inches apart from the fan blade itself, the 5-foot diameter itself. So in any case, that would be a very good application. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this off here. Also, just to mention something about the screen section, we're not penetrating the screen section on something like this, so that would not have be any type of issue with regards to the screen section itself. Just want you to see that, and I'm going to go ahead and turn off the clearance. And then lastly, I'm just going to, for some other individuals, I know this particular client is just looking for 2 units, but if you were looking to heat up the majority of the area, you would add a couple of more units here. Now these units here, they are at that angle, so I'd have to make these different here. Let me just go ahead and change that real quick. Sorry for the delay on that. And try this, and then we'll go ahead and change this angle here. All right. Okay, so sorry for that delay again. But in any case, now you can see that we're covering the area really well throughout the whole entire span. Another thing is being that there is a screened in section here, I do have that clearance below set at 18 inches so that we're not penetrating the screen in a too hot of an area. So you can see that penetration of the ray is coming over here. And could you angle this in slightly? Yes, you could. It would drop the ray down a little bit further where it penetrates. However, it would be probably too hot in this position if you start placing that ray more towards the center on an application like this. So also, just a note too, could you move this heater up a little higher? Yes, you could. You could do both of the outside units and possibly the inside 2 units. But because I'm not certain of where this beam is, that's the issue that I'm having with it. So I can't show that unless we were to have a very specific location of where these beams physically are. So, all right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to review your plan, send your information into designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not promote our channel in any way unless we receive a thumbs up, and that is how others find our channel as well. Thank you so much for doing that. Have an excellent day.